going down? Welcome to WMC episode 44. Here we are, Friday night again. And we got a really cool guest tonight. But until then, I'm going to bring out my co host, Famine Studios.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Good to be here. Rad, how's it hanging?
Oh, good, man. Very good. So we got a little Fallout fever going on. I'm printing up some Protectrons, some Assaultrons, Sentry Droid, or robots, whatever. So yeah, we'll get that. I'll get that sent out to you very shortly.
It's also Alien Day today. LV-426, man.
Oh shit!
So watch out for those chest bursters and face huggers.
There we go. And so let's bring out the other boys tonight. Let's bring out Eddie. What's going on, Eddie?
Oh, what's up, guys?
What's going on, Eddie?
I was like,
always.
Yeah, I was like, who should I bring out first? Should I bring out Eddie or Josh? Should I bring out Josh first, and Eddie will think that I don't like him or something?
I would never think that.
All right, from now on, I'm bringing Wenzel out first. Then let's bring Wenzel out.
I should just open the damn show. That's what I should do. Because the energy from the song, it's like and then you're like, hey guys, how's it go? That's when I'm like, yeah.
Okay, going forward, we'll just like put everybody out at the same time. The Muppet thing. Wah! That's what we're doing from now on. Muppet.
But hey guys, welcome back. It's Friday night. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got awesome guests. As Brad said, you guys are watching the number 118 toy cast on Friday night. Don't look it up. It's true.
Well,
International.
I would say world building because our guest tonight is a 1/12 world
well,
builder.
I know, but we are the number one.
I still haven't forgiven you, but it's fine.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, bring out our guests. Let's go.
All right, everybody, welcome to the show, The Savage Land. What's going on, man?
What's going on? What's good?
What's up, man? What's going on, fellas?
Well, thanks for coming out and joining us in our world building madness here. I just actually stumbled across your channel probably about, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. I was like, man, this guy's so fucking dope, man. I love how you like what you do every week and your videos and how you just like set stuff up. It like looks totally awesome, like killer, totally
Appreciate
killer. But hey, let's do our the regular crap we do at first. So if you guys want to pick up T-shirts from any of us fine gentlemen, you can follow this link here and go check that out. Also, I found out today that the very first prototype Rad Lab ship is being delivered to the recipient, and I promised I would let him post the photos of it before I started advertising and things like that. So that's going to be coming up really soon, and we're not talking hundreds of dollars here. We're talking like maybe $100 for a kit for an awesome ship, but you'll have to go to the Patreon and check that out. And you can also find that link on my page. And without further ado, let's get into the show. Do you guys want to start with updates? You got any updates there, Eddie, that you want to share with everybody? You won something.
I did win something here recently. I won a Mezco recovery suit Superman that I'm super excited about. And as of updates, I'm waiting on some stuff to come in. And then there'll be more updates to the world as things come in.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I'll share my update. If everybody looks behind me there, I got one of those fire escape shelves off Amazon for dirt cheap. It was on sale one day, so I'll throw that up. It's for Marvel Legends, my big Marvel Legends world that I build. But yeah, so it's all bricked out now. I just got to put the windows and doors on it. And I got to say, man, they do make a 1/18 scale fire escape shelf, and they are pretty cool, man. They come with the ladders and the stairs, and like you just like screw them right onto a board or wherever you're putting them in, and they're good to go. They're actually pretty decent quality.
Tell me where to screw. Jesus Christ!
Oh, don't be doing that now. Where have you screwed? That'll be the theme of next week's show. Where are you screwed? Manzilla, what are you up to, man? You're so quiet. Maybe because your mic's off.
I'm choking. I'm dying. Did you want me? I've been working on some stuff. We talked about it on Monday on Toy Squad. I was working on the Bucky, so old man Bucky. So I just finished him up. Well, I'm not finished, but I gotta work on.
Man, look at that! Look at that arm. What's the story on that arm, Josh?
It's pretty dope.
Good. Oh, there you go. There he goes.
There you go.
Whoa! I don't know what happened. All right. So yeah, I had to finish up. I have to do some tooling on his arm because it's not quite how I want it, but
That's
the peg's
cool.
a little bit different. Seeing how the two that I used are from way far away, years apart. So use this old guy.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
you ripped him limb from limb.
Limb from limb.
Did that figure cost you an arm and a leg?
No.
Just skip me, dude.
All right. Well, Famine, what do you got going on for the rest of the week, my friend?
I dropped a couple of videos today. I dropped a short showing off one of those Fallout Mega Merge figures, and I dropped off a easy world building piece you can pick up. Works actually for 112 or 118. It's a little water tower accessory that you can throw in the background or you can customize yourself. They're available at Target. You can get them like by the case on eBay. So if you're into that sort of thing, go check it out. And then I am streaming later tonight. As it is Alien Day, I thought, screw it. I've been ruminating this idea since I first saw Alien 3, which was actually the first Alien movie I saw. Not my choice. But it was also the same summer that The Lost World Jurassic Park came out. So, of course, my child brain was like, oh, dinosaurs and xenomorphs, they should fight. But, like, also I'm like, what would happen if a velociraptor mixed in with a xenomorph? So I've got a shit ton of raptors because every Jurassic figure in the world comes with a raptor, and I've got some of those not Chatmay.
Leonard did those.
Leonard, yes. I've got one of those Leonard xenomorphs that I can use for pieces. I've also got a McFarlane xenomorph that I'm going to be borrowing a couple of pieces off and using as the basis of when I do the sculpting details, and we're going to do it live tonight. I don't know how long it'll go. Just going to start doing it, and we'll figure it out as we go along.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Before we get into some other stuff here, let's do our shout outs in the chat. We have Bjorn. Bjorn is here first. He's always here first. He comes, turns the lights on, gets the snacks ready, does all his thing, man. He's been there pretty much since the beginning of WMC. Well, a lot of these people have, but Bjorn, we appreciate your support, sir. Then we got this punk Famine who keeps showing up every week. I don't know.
That motherfucker.
Christ. Get that guy out of here.
Bjorn says he looks for him in the shit, but he's like hides around the building and stuff, and you just can't find him. He's a sneaky motherfucker. So
yeah,
that's the way she goes. And we got Justin Welch in the chat. What's going on, brother? This Dystopian Playgrounds. You hear that?
Oh, look at that. Look at you getting it right the first try.
Playgrounds. We got him. We got Fat Red Foo in the chat. We got Better Ray Bob, and he does a live stream once in a while with Outer Multiverse. Our friend Brian, who does Toy Squad with us Monday 6 Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, that was a mouthful. We've got.
I've heard that before.
Kizro Holcomb. Yeah, that one. I've seen that name in the chat. That's becoming familiar in the chat. Brian, what's going on, brother? What is going on, my friend? Yeah. The lead will walk the earth. So I'm streaming tonight, and tomorrow night I have a special live stream I'm doing with Brian from Outer Multiverse as the co-host. We're doing a British invasion. It's going to be Lockdown Production, Not South Station, and the lead will walk the earth. So that's what we're doing.
Nice.
And that is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's not 8 o'clock. It's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I thought I'd take it easy on the boys from England there because it's going to be midnight by the time they get on the stream. So that's the way she goes. We got Triple D Outpost in the chat. I did Justin already. Might have missed a couple guys, but I guess they'll start filing and seeing. Where are you, Pirates? You're usually here every week, man. I'm worried about you.
I think he's been he's been off the net today. I think he was doing something. I feel like he was working on something this week that he had to take time to do. So
he was not interneting today.
Yeah, we wish him the best.
All right. Well, you stay off the Weber net if it threatens you.
I swear to God, if I see you on here, Pirates.
All right, man. Well, let's get to the guests. So the Savage Land. You want to kind of fill in
before we do that? We got to give him props to wearing the ever loving blue-eyed thing on the shirt. Love it.
That is an awesome shirt. That's a great shirt. But why don't you, since we are delving into the 112 world building here, and some of these people may not be familiar with you, why don't you give them kind of a breakdown of your what you're doing on YouTube and Instagram?
Pretty much, man. My channel is called The Savage Land. I started it about 2.5 years ago, and it was basically just a way for me to get out, interacting with my toys, playing with my toys, basically. And when I started, I never really wanted to be a figure reviewer, but I figured that was the only way I could kind of come in and start cutting my teeth on really what I wanted to do. Where you see my channel at now, as far as the world building diorama and actually posing up figures and playing with like massive sets, that's kind of where I wanted to be. I really wanted to come in on YouTube doing stop motion, but stop motion takes a lot of time. You know, it's different moving parts that go on with that, which I will get to that. And basically where my channel at now is still working its way towards coming on YouTube and strictly just putting up, I guess, media. Now, I still love toys. I still will report on toys, you know, latest things coming out, but that's truly not where my heart is. My table is kind of like where my heart is, especially where the channel is right now. But I always love talking about toys. I have toy reviews on my channels, toy hunts, because I'm actually into the action figure hobby. That's it. I'm going to do it anyway. So I say I might as well record it. And once I got comfortable with recording myself and speaking in a room by myself, you know, it's pretty much on and popping. You know, the more reps, it's just like the NFL, and the more reps you get, you're gonna be ready for game day. You know, so that's all it pretty much is. And like I said, when I do a lot of news, things like that, it's really filler, but at the same time, I still want to talk about it because this is all I do, man. I don't even really watch regular TV anymore. It's crazy.
Yeah, who needs TV? Fuck it. You collect toys. But it's interesting about the stop motion thing because you're not like, I got into it like when I like started watching when Robot Chicken came out. I was already a toy collector, but that's when I started building little sets and stuff, and I did attempt some stop motion, but it just kind of grew into like more of a world building. For me, I like, you know, I world build with multiple franchises. But for me, it kind of started as one, and Pirates said the same thing to me, and I've had a couple other world builders say the exact same thing. Like, I wanted to get into stop motion, but like it was like there's so much to it, so it just kind of evolved into this thing. And that's, I think it's cool how you do your. So everybody, when you go check out his YouTube channel, there's like there's every week he's building something, and there's like a story to it. There's a background to it, which we'll get into when we hit the slides. But how long you been rocking these toys? Is it was it a like kind of a pandemic thing, or you always been a toy collector?
I've always been a toy collector, but I took huge breaks. A cool thing about my channel, if you ever go back to the very first episode, it's called Double Zero, just like the classified Snake Eyes. And I pretty much do like an interview on myself and basically tell you like my whole history of just involvement with toys. But pretty much just like everybody else, I'm 40. So I came into a lot of toys through media in the late 80s, early 90s, you know, G.I. Joe, X-Men. Like I came into knowing about X-Men through the animated series, not comic books, because I was born in 83. That show came out in 93. So they made me read comic books, basically, man. So far as toy collecting, I had a first run on the first Marvel Legends, like 03. I had Mr. Fantastic. I had Colossus. I think I was around the wave. I think you could build a Fantastic car or something like that, like 03, 04. Had those.
That was Marvel Legends first round, wasn't it?
I believe so. It was about. It had to be in like 2003.
Yeah.
I was grown, but I wasn't. I was like 19, 20, and I just remembered seeing them in the store, and I was like, man, these are just like the ones as I was a kid, but they move way better. And I think I spent like $100 that day, which is crazy in 2003 because they cost like $6 or $7 a piece. So I had those, and I messed around, and this is almost kind of like the beginning of the tables. It's inception because they moved so good. Me and my brother used to pose up scenes every day before we went to work, and we did that for like a month straight. I held on to them for about a year, and then I ended up giving them to my nephews. And the cool thing about that is those same figures were still lingering around all the way up into 2009, 2010. Now, I hadn't touched an action figure since that time. And what brought me back into action figures was when I started collecting again, I started collecting comic books. Just like I said, X-Men the animated series made me read comics. So my comic that I went to was Wolverine Volume 2. And when I came in is when he got his animinium torn out, Fatal Attraction.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was a big deal,
Yeah.
man. It was a huge
Yeah,
deal.
so that was like 1994, 95. And I followed it all the way up until issue like 110. So, that's like 3 or 4 years later. So by that time, I'm like, 14 or whatnot. I'm really not collecting comic books or anything like that anymore. But I came back into comic collectors trying to search out that whole set. I was like, I want Wolverine Volume 2. And I almost about got it too. I think I'm only missing a couple of issues, like Along the Watchtower Part 2 with Deadpool. I think I'm missing that. But I pretty much got that. But I seen Marvel Legends and Second and Charles. And they were like $20, man. And I was like, hell nah. It might not even been that. It might have been like 15. I was like, I don't ever remember paying that much for it. But I eventually broke down and in 2016 brought Black Bolt. And Black Bolt, from there, I have like over 1,000 action figures just off him. Now, Black Bolt gets a lot of shit now. But to me, Black Bolt holds a different place in my heart because that figure made me start buying again. And it made me say like, damn, these are better than the ones from 2003. And it gradually went, and then it was just pretty much on and popping from there, man. Like 2018, 2019. Oh man,
Yeah,
I spent a lot of money on it.
I can definitely relate with that because my first Marvel Legend was Anti-Venom. And it's not a great figure. It's okay, whatever, but I would never sell it. Like, that was my gateway. And it was actually so I would buy one here and there, and I'm like, no, I'm not going down this. But that channel displaying model behavior, that or whatever, I started watching that, and he did just like Marvel Legends reviews every single fucking week. And I'm like, oh, I've had enough. I have to go out. And then it just like it's like a fever, man. I don't know what it's like. Yeah, it's like you get a hold of it. And for me, like, I was very much into that X-Men cartoon in the 90s, but I had friends that were like, big comic book geeks. So I got in on like when Jim Lee took over the X-Men and like he started at #1, like fantastic series, man. And like it just took off from there. Like, unfortunately, 90s comics, there's only about 10 that are worth any money, but I've still got them all, man. Still got them all.
Glenn Webb was the one that got me into buying Marvel Legends. His channel, man, was untouchable. Just him and Boog Nice doing their Marvel reviews and their Marvel product breakdowns just got me into Legends when I was collecting them. And it's like you said, you pick up one, you wind up picking up hundreds because it just.
I love his toy hunts, man. They're so good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they are good. But it's like, I don't know. You start out, you're like, okay, I got Wolverine. He's personally, that's my favorite character.
Correct.
But, so you got Wolverine, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, I see they have a Cyclops now and a Professor X, and I might as well just complete the X-Men now. Look at that Nick Fury figure. That Nick Fury looks pretty awesome. Oh, well, now I need a Captain America and an Iron Man because they're the Avengers.
And you got to have the Howling Commandos because you got Nick Fury.
Oh, I totally get it, man. And even with G.I. Joe. Yeah, G.I. Joe Classified. Like, I had a ton of, I had the Flag. I had tons of 1/18th G.I. Joe. Would come down to my basement every day. I'm like, no, man, I don't want this shit anymore. It's got a layer of dust on it. Got rid of all of my 1/18th G.I. Joe, and then Classified come out, and I slept on it for so long. And then I played catch up, and that's what I have, man. I love it. I love world building with G.I. Joe, and, it's just awesome.
Hey man, that's one badass toy line, man. I'm glad I was there kind of from like the inception of it, and I was kind of like 3 or 4 months late to the party where I missed out on 00 Snake Eyes. I had 00 Snake Eyes in my cart. I had 2 of them, and I let it sit to so long till they got sold out. So I end up getting Destro, and when I picked up Destro, I was like, oh shit, oh hell yeah, it's on. And I doubled down on all of them from there on, man. Just trying to get them, man. I pretty much have all of them, except a few that I'm waiting on. But such a dope collection of action figures, man. I believe if they stopped making Classified today, I have enough to be satisfied for the rest of my life. To be quite honest with you,
I could agree.
And I don't know. I know Eddie's a Classified collector too, but the thing I love about
junkie.
Oh yeah, man. the thing I love about those is every knife, every gun, like 90% of the time, has a spot on the figure. Like there's a holster and a place to hold the silencer, and like the backpack, and it holds weapons. Like I love that. Like just the whole theme of the line. Like, and it's they're awesome throwbacks. Like it's just they're better than the original GI Joes. Like they're way better. Like in my opinion, than the O-ring stuff. Because you got the detail, you can pose them up. Like they got like they just look awesome. You can definitely tell Hasbro is putting their like full clout behind that line because they own the IP, right? So why not?
Yes, they do.
For sure.
They even feel different.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So as far as before we get to the slides here, so as far as like building your collection, like are you eBaying it? Or are you just like diligent on Amazon and Hasbro Pulse, or
Believe it or not, man, I've hunted down probably over half of my collection, maybe 3/4 of it, and then just order online. I can say I've been a lucky guy to get in and get an order in before something like like a GOAT classified figure like the eel, the Amazon eel. I watch this stuff every day, like because it was just a surprise drop that okay, I was like, oh, they dropped. I was like, well, shit, I know I want them. So I went and grabbed them and didn't let off of them. And, you see the debacle that happened with that. But a lot of hard stuff I found in store hunting because I'm just, I believe I went insane, man. This is all I do. Like I go to store to store. And just on the humbug, I have walked the aisles when I'm pissed off, just trying to think on some therapeutic shit, like not even coming to buy anything. Just looking at toys. I'm like, let me get my mind together. And it's just a place of retreat, to be honest with you.
yeah, and I definitely can relate to that as well. Like I don't know about you guys, but like you just had like a shit ass day and you just want to come home, you want to just sit down, just have a drink, smoke, whatever, and like just paint a droid or paint a wall or just like chill out. It's definitely therapeutic. I don't know, maybe all toy collectors have mental issues that can only be sedated by toy customizing and building things. I don't know, man. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely therapeutic to have your own space. So,
Very, very true.
Yeah, sometimes you can't control the world, but you can control your own world. So
you're like
correct.
You're like the god of your own little people. You're like, no, you shall die today. So you can like wipe someone right out. It don't matter. You're the god.
Man, what the fuck do you do with your toys, Rad? Jesus Christ.
Well, I can't say it. Maybe a couple of them have gone missing when they're.
I come home and I'm like, man, I had a bad day. Let me make these guys have a good day. You're over here like fucking in the trash.
Oh yeah, you can see Cameron walking in his toy room and he just grabs all his toys and hugs them. I love you all so much. No tongue.
Maybe a little tongue.
That's how I dust my. That's how I dust my figures.
The only way I usually dust is if I knock a bunch over and I get pissed off, and then I just take them all off and just think I'm going to reset. It's like, fuck it. I'm going to just take them all off right now. I don't care.
I'm in dire need of a reset on my shelves. Every last shelf needs to be reset. Like really the whole room needs to be reset.
Yeah, man. It gets out of control so fast. Like you said, you have that artistic like flow going, and like it'll be the same thing. You got foam out, you're cutting and stuff, and you're like, I don't care how dirty my floor is, whatever, fuck. And then you look at it after. And with 3D printing, I'm like trimming prints or whatever, like taking all the stuff off, and then by the time after you like you look on the floor and you're like, oh my god, what have I done here? Like this is insane.
I got to be careful with the cats and dogs, man. So only my table can get messy, and I kept it under 4 feet. So like as soon as there starts to get a mess, like a real mess, like I got to clean it up. I can't have shit on the floor, which is like, it's good on the one hand because it makes you police your mess and like clean it up. But on the other hand, there's just times where I just want to work and go and go and go and go and not stop. But I got to think like dogs can't really eat plastic shavings. They should be under there. I got to be careful. I can't just put these, spare razor blades up here on the table because sometimes the cat jumps up on it. Like I gotta keep my mind right about that. But yeah, I feel you start working on shit and you just want to flow, and then it makes a mess, and you're like, God damn.
Oh yeah, it just goes. And actually, this is interesting. Bjorn just said something. Do you guys have fidget figures on your desk? Like, just I've got like a Bruce Lee figure and like some weird like Battlestar Galactica figure that I have on my desk and a Gundam that I just fiddle with. You guys have fidget figures on your desk? Oh, what's Famine got there?
I got a Darth Maul with no head that I just slap different heads on and pose him and put him in places. He's kind of like really loose now, but just having a little figure that I can kind of bend and post and sit. And if I'm on a call at work and it's taking too long, I'll just sit there and
Dude,
hold around.
I have everything on my desk. There's no. I got just looking over. I got a Hax Medusa. I got stuff from Aegis. I got McFarlane. We got Legend. We got Mattel Ultimate Roman Reigns. We got 1/6 Tony Stark and 1/6 Peter Parker. So yeah, it's a lot going on, man.
Yeah, and tell us in the chat too if you have the fidget figures on your desk or like.
Wait, also, you know that? Remember that weird ass bike I showed off in like video 1 or 2, whatever episode?
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
And then Eddie found it at a store. Like, didn't you find it, Eddie? It was like the little dude with it was on a bike.
Oh yeah. The
Yeah,
tin
you
guy,
found
right?
it. It was
tin.
complete. Yeah, it was complete too. And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, so yeah, that's up here. It's a bunch of dumb shit. That's a good question.
Yeah. What about you, Eddie? You got a fidgety guy on there?
Right now, all my cosmics are on my desk because I have like a lift on the desk, like another little shelf on top. So I put them all there, and then I have Clutch and the Vamp on the other side that I fidget with
Very
right
cool.
now. And whatever I just opened, I'll usually fidget with for a while and then put it up on the shelf.
Very nice. Dead Man's in the house. What's up, Dead Man?
Man,
What up?
Yeah.
What up?
Oh,
I wanted to touch up. I wanted to touch on something Savage said earlier. So we're feeding in dark times. I'll put it that way. In dark times, we're feeding our inner child, and we're bringing back those good feelings immediately when we do things like this, like when we go to the toy section. Because when I started, I remember I went to a Walgreens for some reason. I can't remember what I was doing at the Walgreens, and I ran into the Tom Holland upgrade suit. That was the first Legend I saw during COVID. I took a big break. I would, like you, sometimes collect here and there and then get rid of it, like keep moving, you know?
Mhm.
And I saw that figure and I bought it. I bought that and Vegeta from what was it? Superstars? Is that what they're called? The ones at Walmart and
Yeah, I
stuff?
think Walgreens
Superstars?
had Superstars line.
Yeah.
Superstars or whatever. So I bought those two and it kind of just snowballed from there. And it was just nostalgia. It's nostalgia driven. It's feeding my inner child. It's blocking out a lot of negativity. It's doing a lot more good than bad, but there is the part where we are losing it. We are. Because, man, that's a lot of money right there.
Yeah.
But it's like
Listen, it's either this or crack for me. I don't know.
and that's my point. Also, that's my point. It's either this or crack and horse. So
Yeah, you'll be out there selling ass on the
There's
street again, man.
wait. There's no fucking in between at all. Like
No.
it's this or
It's
this.
like-
why would it be? Why
It's
would it be?
it's either toys or all the way extreme to like crime, drugs, whores. Like
It's
Secret
Star
Toy.
Wars or black tar heroin, one or the other. There is no in between.
Damn, no gray
Jesus.
areas. Huh?
no
Damn.
You can't
Yeah.
even hover in the middle a little bit. You're just going straight to crack. Someone
I'll
took all my toys. I'm smoking crack.
I'll be
today.
like fucking Heisenberg. I'll be pimping Eddie out on the corner. Like it's quick, it's bad, you know.
You're not gonna make much money. So whatever. I'm old. You're not gonna make much money. That's all I'm
Oh,
gonna
you'll
say.
make money. You'll get out there and make some fucking money.
But to touch on that, to touch on what my man was saying, like, but there is so much worse of shit you could be spending it on, man. But to be honest with you, as far as these toys, man, it's light work. You know, $20, $25, and you got to put it like this: you spent $25 on his action figure. How long are you gonna have that? You probably have it for 10, 15,
Forever.
20 years. So I paid $1.50 to rent it out for a year, every year. You know what I'm saying? So in that sense, so there's been times where I went out And because for a long time I was a single man, I hit the bar, you know what I'm saying, you tab $30, $40, $50, you know, hanging out. And where's that went? Really in the toilet, pissed away, to be quite honest with you. So my
Yeah.
whole my whole sense is, man, it's really light work. And it can get a little crazy sometimes, but I think it's being put in a good place. And even if you wanted to sell your collection off, even if you don't get the money back for it, you still can get some money back, man. And you know, it's bigger to me than that, man. As far as trying to, you know, retail or something like that.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that too, because I always felt that way about it. If I didn't leave it for my child, like I might just like keep it forever and my son can sell it off or deal with it or whatever, right? But like you said, like if you just one day you're like, you know, I'm done with this, I want to move on to another chapter, you're gonna get some money back. You're not gonna get it all back. I think people on eBay and like different selling platforms need to learn that, because right now I see a lot of collections for sale around me and people are holding out for that top dollar. Well, the stuff's sitting around forever. You're not going to get it. Like, just be satisfied with what you're going to get and move on with your life if you really want out that badly. But yeah, but Pirates of the Galaxy finally showed up. You're late, sir. We were.
What I say? If he shows up, he's got to go.
Yeah, I thought you weren't interneting today. I thought you weren't interneting, bro. But yeah, so that's how it goes. But hey, let's get into these slides. So some of them are captures from your YouTube channel and some of them are just straight up Instagram. But as I pop them up here, you can kind of give us a little bit of background, maybe what you're building or like how it kind of, what your motivation was behind it.
Cool.
Alrighty. So we got,
okay.
So we got like, yeah. I was just like, hey, man.
That's an awful explanation.
I was like, is it loading? What's going on?
I'm trying to see the picture like it's a piece of it.
Yeah, I just got the center where you've got, maybe I got a better one here. Oh yeah, this is kind of like here. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, and I'm doing it on this. That's why I wanted to use my laptop. I'm doing it on this phone, so the image is a lot smaller. But I can see this one right here. Pretty much. Say that one more time.
Oh, sorry. You might need a telescope then if you're using your phone. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to look into the light with it too because it's sitting in the ring light. But I can see it now. Basically, what that was just trying to set up like a little nighttime like barbecue scene, and that's one thing I almost can't help myself. I notice a lot of people who take pictures, they crop in so close, but I don't know what it is. I like to just catch like several different things going on in a picture. So I'm more into more of a wider spread out. And what I wanted to show here was basically, you know, who was that? Gung-Ho and my man Breaker. Yes, they were playing cards there. And then I got Roadblock with the grill. We got Junkyard running up. So basically just trying to show a scene basically in action. And the action is Junkyard running through there, and the scene is pretty much my man Gung-Ho and Breaker playing cards. That's pretty much almost like a variant photo, because the real photo I wanted to take is more angled, where you kind of just see from across the table of Gung-Ho and Breaker playing cards, because that shot is them looking at the cards and everything and the table, and you see the shot through them. But that was kind of like a variant shot I had there. And yeah. I was talking to...
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, so some of these I robbed right off your YouTube channel. So I just screenshotted as you were moving. But
that's all good.
Yeah. So definitely everybody check out these videos in person, because this is like, he builds this stuff up and it's like, it's really cool, man. And I totally like, this reminds me of just like watching the cartoon back in the day when they're like, hey, we beat Cobra, let's have a barbecue.
Man, that's the goal right there of everything I'm doing, man, is to be almost synonymous with media, and not necessarily just G.I. Joe, but because once this table ends, this next episode I'm about to put out in the next day or so, then I'm going to switch over to X-Men and kind of do some things with some City Diodes with that. But I wanted to be just another form of media, almost kind of like Robot Chicken, in a sense, man.
Yeah, and I think like anybody that's like into the action figure thing is no stranger to Robot Chicken, but yeah, it seems to be kind of a motivator for a lot of people I've talked to with the stop motion and whatnot. But these next few slides we're getting into, I thought this was so clever. I thought you actually made rope bridges, but this is like kind of just tell them what you used here. This is cool.
Those are actually rebar chairs. So what you see there, what they're holding on to, it came out a lot better than what I thought, man. It was just beautiful, and I knew it would pop like that because of the rust, because they've been sitting out in the construction yard. Because that's what I pretty much by trade, I'm a mason. My father was a mason. My grandfather was a mason. It basically passed down to me. So that's what my dad does. And I have my own trucking business. So when you see me out with that, that's me doing my thing. But every now and then I still go back and help my dad out. And I pick those up in the yard. And I said, I could use these for something, but I just don't know what yet. And then it turned out really amazing, man, to like some Indiana Jones type shit. And it was like, huh?
Oh, I thought you actually like at first until you explained what it was, I thought you had actually strung together like ropes. Like it looked great.
No, that is metal. That is rusted out metal. And what a rebar chair is, if you ever pour concrete and inside of a footing you have long pieces of rebar, the steel, that goes in the concrete that fortifies it. Well, that steel can't sit on the ground. So what they say, you have to set it on a chair. And those are rebar chairs. You set those in a footing so steel can sit on top of it so it doesn't hit directly from steel to dirt. You want that concrete to get around there and lock in so it can fortify it. So they had set out in the rust. And when you do your lighting right, when you bring in natural materials to a photo shoot, like rocks on me, dirt on rocks and things like that, when you set your lighting right, that stuff pops. Like that's what a diorama maker is making. He's tarnishing up a piece of styrofoam to look like the shit that's naturally outside. But if you bring it inside with it already on there and the lighting is right, you can make that stuff pop. And that's why it looks like that. That rust really sold it to where you didn't think what it was. And then also the shape of it. The shape looks like an old rickety bridge because it's flipped upside down. It's actually the way it's properly used is flipped on the other side so the rebar can sit on top of it. But I flipped it upside down so the figure can sit inside of it. And then with 1/12 scale, it just looked freaking amazing. And I'm already thinking of some other stuff to do with that. Like when I do my city dio, I'm gonna take it and turn it upright and make it the rails for a water tower.
Oh shit, yeah. That's a great idea.
Have you
You know what I'm saying?
have you seen those Boundless Brooklyn water towers that they have out there? They're
I think I have.
They're really good. I did them for my 112 setup, but like if you can get your hands on them, I don't know if they're still making them, but people have them out there. They're really great for like using in dios and stuff. But yeah, I could totally see you using that for like either legs of a water tower or one of those where the ladder is and it's around the ladder so nobody falls.
Correct, man. And it's all about shapes. It's all about really primary. You almost going back to grade school. As you notice, like I have some diodes that actually I brought from High School Creations like 5 years ago. Like I didn't even know he was going to start turning into what he is now, you know, with the his own like little startup and all that. But those are good to add in. But I try to use a lot of stuff, just scrap stuff laying around that anybody can use. Because it's all about primary shapes. It's like a house. What's that? A square. You got a square box. You're already on your way right there. Yep. You know, a triangle, a pitch on the roof. So just making those things what it is, and you know, doing some extra little stuff and camera tricks, man. You can really make anything you want.
Yeah, and that's a great perspective to have because you've got like your foam blocks at there at the end and some dollar store or whatever Michael's plants, but it looks like some kind of old ancient like temple with rope bridges. Like it looks awesome, man. It looks really
exactly good. Like, and I'm glad you said that because that thing, that foam has turned into several different things. And when I looked at it with the Michael's plants over, I'm like, damn, that looks like something from Legends of the Ancient Temple. Like I don't know how old you guys are, but there used to be a show on Nickelodeon that came on with kids and talented. That looked like some shit from that set. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. It's crazy how that thing and that is nothing but, man, the damn end caps when I brought my 60-inch TV.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. And I love it. It reminds me.
I gotta go get them now.
Yeah, no doubt, eh? But it reminds me of that scene in one of the Indiana Jones movies where they're like crossing the rope bridges, and then you add the alligators, and I'm like, it's like when they're like chomping on the cult guys that all fall down in the river. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this is so awesome, man.
Yeah, and subconsciously, that's what I was making. I didn't think like I want to make this Indiana Jones scene, but after I started putting it together, I'm like, oh shit, I'm making that scene. You know what I'm saying? I believe it was the Temple of the Doom where he was in India.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's one of my favorite Indiana Jones movies. But subconsciously, I was making it, and I guess that was the inspiration behind that, man. And just so many different working parts. Like, God bless the GI Joe Zoo that's came out, and God bless Ross, because that's like I seen Crocmaster in Ross, and it was like 4 or 5 of them around holiday time. I was like, well, I got a Crocmaster, that's cool. If I want to use fodder parts or just sell this body, I could do that. But what I want is to build that army of crocodiles.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, how many Crocmasters did you buy?
They were like $10, man. I brought like 3 or 4 of them shits like at one time.
If you keep an eye on Ross and Ollie's too, there's Jurassic World. They're basically crocodiles, but like Sarcosuchuses and things like that, and they same scale, and they blend right in too. So you'd be able to have like different ones. But that's why I wanted to get that Crocmaster. I don't have 112, but that's a damn cool crocodile. that's a big ass crocodile for display.
Well,
and
Fiona is beautiful.
Yeah, Fiona comes with a couple baby ones. There's a white baby crocodile and a regular one. So yeah, lots of
Fiona's
stuff.
awesome.
But this next slide, what building is this? This looks so cool, man.
Man, there's a funny, interesting story behind that, man. I need to look and see the print on that, but that is like a Polly Pocket, not Polly Pocket, but it's some type of like Little Tikes house. And that one I got from the flea market. A guy was about to throw it out, and I was like, you know what? Let me get that. But I found one before that, which I made an X Mansion of. So when y'all see the next couple of episodes of the table, when I go into X-Men, you'll see this other one. And I made it an X-Men mansion. And what I did was, because they're not really that color. They're like these like pink, and they almost look like Neapolitan ice cream, pink, white, and brown, like for little girls, like 4 or 5 years old. So what I do, I get earth tone spray paints, and I try to spray them up and almost kind of give them brownstone colors, like the buildings you see in New York City, gray, brown. So this one I did gray with a brick red. But those are just old like doll houses, man, and they're so cool, man. I need to see what stamp that is, because for years I've been trying to see where to get them at, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're on eBay, but I got to figure out what they are, and that's something you could buy cheaply. It's going to be more durable than styrofoam, and like you could get like I want like 10 of them.
That looks like a straight up walk up. Like, that's Fisher Price.
Yeah, Dystopian thinks it's the Loving Family Fisher Price dollhouse.
Fisher Price, that's the brand. I think that's who makes that. And like I said, when you see this X Mansion that I painted, it almost looks like a brownstone, man. Like, it's dope. And what I did was I took a Marvel Legends box and with the X logo and just cut out a perfect circle and put it in on the centerpiece, man. It's just really good action figure fodder. But yes, I think those are Fisher Price houses, man, and they just work good. And they work good blending in with really 3D printed dioramas. And that's my whole thing, just adding cheap stuff and then really high end stuff to give it that touch. I wouldn't want to say high end, like, a really good 3D printed scene would never hurt you. But once again, you talking about paying like $100, $150 for some styrofoam. Like how many times can I do that over again? So I try to find fill in little pieces there and just make it one big scene. And some of my stuff I've used that already. I've used the 3D pieces that I've had, the styrofoam, and the stuff that I've made from hand, and blend them all in together, and they all mesh well. They just make one big beautiful scene. And it's just mostly so I could see it before I even lay it down. I know where I want to go with it, so I make it happen. But that tower scene, I just wanted something, man. And even the background, how it's just kind of sitting off like kind of in an abyss with just jet black. That's where I wanted that to look. I wish I could did because I'm still a novice, man. I'm a student in the game, man. So I wanted some more different colorations, trying to play around with my color lights on that. But I do like the way it came out. I got the mission complete of a tower with a massive amount of Cobra troops invading it, and that badass motherfucker Snake Eyes sitting right in the middle. And that's what it is.
No, that's dope. And I love these things you found at Michael's too, the long grass in this slide.
Man, that those are right there are nice transition pieces. Transition different pieces of grass, different buildings, hiding different little edges, things like that. I mean, it just looks great. It fits in a lot of places, man. That grass, when I brought it, I thought I was going to use it like one time, and it's been through like all 8 episodes, and it looks like where it needs to be at.
Yeah, definitely. And what is that? The Fortnite boat, or is that a different boat?
Yes. Yeah, no, that's the Fortnite boat. I found that at Ollie's for like $15 back in this past summer. And I want to do some things with it. I want to actually strip it down and paint it a flat navy blue, and then take some of my Cobra his stickers and put that on it, like a 788 on it, and kind of do it like that. Either flat black or a flat navy blue all the way across, and hit it up with some of them 788 stickers. But yes, that is the Fortnite boat, man, which is a dope 1/12 scale boat. To be honest with you, that's cheap.
Well, I didn't realize too until I looked what your water was. Is that like the packing pillows with like something underneath?
Yes.
I couldn't figure it out. That looks fantastic. I'm like, what is that? And just now I figured it out.
Yes, and what the packing pillows gave it was like air, because when you look at water in a molecule like standard, it's really air pockets in water. But just to it's like theater of the mind. It's like almost like the hand is quicker than the eye. If you looking and glancing at that, it looks like water. But when you deep start looking into it, you're like, well, damn. You know what I'm saying? That's packing with saran wrap on top of it. But just those camera tricks, the lighting, the scene, it just makes it all blend in, and you wouldn't be able to tell. And I think it's cool that you can see it's that too, because I don't know, I have a weird way my mind works. It's almost like Toy Story, the movie. Like you see those toys running around, and every now and then you see like a bottle of Coca-Cola beside them to let you know, like, hey, this motherfucker's still a toy. You know what I'm saying? So just kind of like in a sense like that.
Yeah, it's it for me, like on top of the toy thing, like I used to do movie props and film props and recreate them, and it's kind of like you develop that eye where you see the whole thing first, and then you start focusing on different things and trying to figure out what it is. And I was looking at the boat, and I was looking at everything, and as soon as Rad brought up the water, then I kind of saw the forest for the trees, right? Like I saw what each individual piece was, but the way you composed the shot there was so good that you're paying attention. Like it's clear, boat, water, plants, action going around. You're looking at the figures and shit. But if you start to like pay attention to the other stuff, it's like, oh wow, oh all right, that's that. And like, oh look at the water. Like, you know, it's not necessarily water. So that's really cool. I like what you did there.
And this next one, dude, I gotta tell you, this next shot is my absolutely fucking favorite shot. This is so awesome.
That shit is fire. That I took that the other night. That was just fucking fire. And the biggest thing about that shot is Major Blood running with that fire behind him and the explosion. Man.
I love the guitar, man. He's just like ripping a solo while this monster.
The guy ripping is my favorite part.
You saw Mad Max Fury Road, right?
Yes, yeah, and that's where that comes from.
On the speaker system as they're running down the road, just up there fucking playing music. That's immediately what I thought of. Like, oh shit, like this guy out there being crazy.
Yeah, and that's basically that's basically what it is, and almost basically like even in the real like the Cadence team, that's basically what that is, and it is inspired by Mad Max Fury Road, and that Cobra Trooper with that guitar, he's like throughout the inception of my show. Every time you see those blue troops, I even have one where I have him kind of doing like some stop motion where he's playing that guitar in a video I did like a year ago, man. But he's the resident guitar player, man. But that's a bad shot right there. That's fucking awesome. I amazed myself with that one. I love the coloring. I love the way how it's just jet black in the back, and you see the traces of the his tank, and then you see that big 4x4 Chevy coming. I love the way the light hit the explosions. I love the way blood is posed up. Everybody's just that's an on point scene, and then even the grass down below looks real. I mean that's a fucking A1 shot, man. I love it.
Even the guy all the way off to the left when he's running it, he's looking at the guitar player like, what's this guy doing?
Yeah, what the hell are you doing, man? There's a war going on. Buddy's in the back of the truck, like shooting at someone. Buddy's just ripping a solo, like right out in front, man.
Was it World War II? There was a Scottish general that was with the British Secret Service or something like that, and they wound up on the beach, and they were getting shot at, and this dude got a bagpipe out and started playing the bagpipe and walking all along the beach while his guys were fighting. Like, fuck, people are crazy, man.
Oh yeah,
we do that mode.
Yeah, there's definitely no blood in the cartoon there, Mudscuffer. Definitely not. This one's awesome too. I love this, like,
because they had laser guns.
Yeah, laser guns. Shoot above their heads. But this is great, man. I love that his tank. That's great.
Yes, that was a really good shot. I'm gonna try to attempt to do that again, because really what I was trying to do there, I was trying to make all the Cobra Troopers in a pose like Michelangelo's Sixtine Chapel, where you see everybody like that, So that's what I was aiming for, but I need to work on it a little bit more. But as far as the shot came out, I still think it's terrific. It almost looks like everything's photoshopped and put there, like different.
I was getting more of like World War Z vibe.
Yes.
Yeah.
They all crawling on top of each other. Yeah,
dude.
the flag raising at Omaha Beach, I think it is.
Or even, sorry, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
No, I'm sorry.
Somebody has
Omaha Beach.
I was gonna say, like in 300 when the Spartans are kicking the Immortals, I think, I don't remember. They're kicking them off, and there's like that art of them like falling, like I don't know, like how he's on the his tank like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or like when they hold up Simba, and they're like.
I think the main word you could kind of describe that, because it and that's cool. Everybody has a different perspective on it. That's art right there. And I think the main thing of it is like it's an epic looking shot. Like it's everybody's making an epic move. Even Blood holding up the dog tags and the Cobra Troopers down below. It's just it's that's what I've received from it, just epic. But I think everything that all you guys said, yes, it does remind me of all of those, and that's like I said, that's art at its finest, when you can sit back and take a different perspective on a picture. Because I told you where I was coming from with it, but everything that you guys said, I'm like, damn, I can see that. Even the 300, because of the color, the texture of the shot, how it looked. Like the 300 has some of the best. I don't know what the word was, like far as filming wise, like the cinematography. It has some of the best, like with the lit up eyes and the dark silhouettes. Like I love that.
He pulled so much comic book imagery from that, but also like combined it with the idea, which is what the whole comic was, is like their version, their oral history of the battle at Thermopylae at the Hot Gates. Like they're telling. So when you see the bad guys, they're these fucking giants on these giant war machines, and they've got armies from all over the globe, and that's so there's fucking ninjas and shit like that. Like it's their vocal history. So it's that almost like you said, the interpretation of artwork. It's the interpretation of their history that they were telling, and it was made into artwork and then made into a movie, and now people pay homage to it, and other people see it in other things. So it's like that the art spreads all the way across multiple forms of media, and also, through communication. Like it's a known thing. So that's really fucking cool.
I think that was like the only movie where I actually went back like 5 times, because they had it at the Dollar Movie that we used to have here. Obviously that didn't work out. So they had it at the Dollar Movie. Like it was like it would be like a month after it was, you know what I mean? Like after it's done at the big theater. So we went back for $1 though, and we would hit the buffet and we go watch 300 like 5-6 times in a row. It was crazy. But
Hey,
yeah,
that sound like some 2005, 2006 shit. Like for real, that sounds like a fun day.
yeah, and like Fan was saying, like the comic book, like you feel that Sin City in it too, like, but it's even more gritty, like, but everything, like Savage was saying, like everything is very like epic, very big. Like Famine was saying, when you see the guys coming in, like a big, I don't know, great movie.
Yeah.
And then because of Gerard Butler, I got into Phantom of the Opera, and I was like, I didn't even know he was a Phantom. So yeah, there's a whole crazy. I went down a whole rabbit hole.
But we've got oh yeah. So letting Moss Isley photography here. So you have a different name on Instagram. Where can people find you on Instagram?
You talking to me, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's at Geppetto910. And don't ask me how I got that name. I don't know how the fuck I came up with that name. I think I was trying to do the Savage Land. They wouldn't let me do it. But it's like Geppetto, like from Pinocchio. And I remember. Because I like the figures are like my puppets. So that's why I chose Geppetto. And 910 is just basically my area code. So it's at Geppetto. Huh?
Don't dox yourself. No.
But yeah, it's at Geppetto. It's GAPPETTO 910. So that is my Instagram handle.
Right on. And carrying on with pictures here, we got. I think we're getting up to some of my other ones. Like this is like crazy. Everyone's dying or something.
Yeah, that's that pretty much is a transition picture that I'm gonna put in on the table, and it's just basically just showing the Joes just moving through combat, laying them down and keeping it moving. I think the best thing I pulled from this was a shot that I go into after this where I do an overhead shot of Cobra troopers laid out, and I use the Storm Collectibles blood effect. Yes. That Storm Collectibles blood effect comes from Sub-Zero, I believe.
Amazing.
Yeah, so and that wasn't the main focus. I was really trying to make a great shot out of that previous one. But this one, like I didn't set them up looking at that overhead. I just kind of laid them out.
Dude, I was gonna ask you that too, because sometimes we don't always have a lot of toy photographers on here, but I always tell everyone it's like the shot that you set up isn't the one that you're gonna post sometimes. Like it's not. It's crazy.
Correct. And that's just for me, like I say, my reps. Continuous reps, repetition, cut my teeth. I know how to kind of lay things around now, because be honest with you, I like to start, which I've seen from Boog and then back in the day, start with your frame and build out from your frame so you can be positioned right. So that last shot was framed that you just showed where the Joes are kind of moving through action, but those guys were just laid around for background fodder. And then when I came and looked at them overhead, I was like, holy shit. I was like, this is a dope ass shot right here, and it's framed perfectly. Yeah. Like, but I didn't set that up looking at it overhead. I just kind of set them up there. But the blood effect makes it look really good. And once again, that tall weed grass had set up the hard perimeters of that shot. It made the frame. As you can see, it's lined up. Like it made that frame. It squared it up for me, basically.
You were like, I wasn't even sure if I'd use it maybe once. You're like, so then I went back and bought more of this shit. Like,
yeah,
good, man.
I love how they're all clearly dead, and Tunnel Rat's just still hammering bullets into
them. Yes, man. That's actually Outback. And also to my man, yo, that old man a Bucky cap, man. I'm gonna have to try that. I think I got a Outback head laying around. Did you have the fodder? Did you have to shave the ball?
No. Well, I dremeled out the head a little bit, but that was about it. So
okay,
yeah, he laid on there pretty good.
Cool. What I probably do, I might just shave the ball down. I like that head sculpt too much. That's a great fucking head sculpt.
Just put a little tack putty in it, man. It'll be all right.
So it's not, the ball is smaller, basically. The on the figure.
So the Outback has All right, so this guy right here, it's smaller than that cap.
Okay.
So you have to
So
Dremel,
You
or
opened
you
up
can make the ball a cap.
the head.
Yeah, that's why I was saying I was gonna make the ball on cap smaller, because when I have situations like that, I'm like, which one do I love more? And be quite honest with you, I love that old man Outback, so I don't want to alter that. I'd rather alter the one I don't
This
care
dude,
about.
like, I don't collect Joes at all, but their bodies and their gear that they come with, because I used to do a lot of like Stormtrooper modernized, fucked up looking ones. So, but now like most of my customs, I'm using a lot of Joes for accessories, like tons of them. Like if you have, just for instance, you guys know.
Don't bury your work first off, okay? Those stormtroopers were fucking cool and actually inspiration for some of the shit that I did. So don't say they were
Okay,
fucked up.
all
They were
right.
cool. They were
No, I mean
weathered.
like fucked up. They'd be weathered, like weathered up. I don't know. I didn't say in a bad way. I
right.
like it. Anyway, so this guy right here, this is Dusty, right? So he has that buck. A lot of these guys have this buck. So you could take the cap head that came with the lady from WandaVision. If you have that little Stomper Hulkbuster guy from the cartoon. Anyway, and you can put that head on here. You can paint this suit like green, and you got another cap, another Steve Rogers. That's what we're doing. We.
Nice.
I think. But yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. I went off again. It's only once. It was only once this time.
The first time you talked this whole episode, and he's like, "Sorry, guys."
Good.
Boy, Dead Man beat you down, man. How many times he hit you for talking?
I don't know.
But we got boot camp here. This is a cool shot.
Yes.
Awesome shot.
Yes. And once again, man, it's just I can't help myself. I almost feel like I'm cheating when I go in and crop a shot where it's just one figure, and I have to get a whole scene splayed out with several different things going on. It's just pretty much G.I. Joe, like a headquarters grounds part. And that fence there is from SH Fig Arts Vega. And the gate comes from like a Fisher Price, another Fisher Price like dinosaur toy that I painted.
That's a Walmart, because I use the same thing to make this watchtower there. That's the same gate, but I cut the bent wires off.
Yeah, and it's like a generic Jurassic Park type thing. Yes. So and you see the same thing I saw with that, because that doesn't come that color. It comes like this kitty color. So what you do, you always want to paint it up with realistic. So I used real like silver to look like a metal gate, and I took a G.I. Joe sticker, slapped that over it, man. But that's just me just kind of messing around with a few different things I had laying around and kind of making a PT course. But that gate from Vega, from SH Figure Arts, I love when action figures come with fodder like that, because it can be used for so much more. And that gate, I think, looked like it could have been built onto, but I wasn't too sure. But for what I've been using it for lately, it totally serves its purpose, man.
Very cool, man.
Hell yeah.
And then we're getting into another series of pictures I picked out. This is one of my favorites too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of almost like the first episode of the table. I think. Yeah. Either the first or the second. But yeah, that right there, that was a great thumbnail. That was really like that really brought some people in, because what I've noticed, like, everybody has their little tricks in the bag or whatnot, and like my tricks in the bag will never be drama. It'll never be the latest greatest figures. It's always going to kind of be showing off just something kind of extraordinary. And what the most extraordinary thing I have is really my Cobra Army. I mean, if I pull it all out and just put it there, you'll want to stop and just see what it looks like just from it standing up there. And it was a great shot. And that's not all of them, but I was able to frame in a lot of troops, and then on top of that, put an underlayer of a picture. Once again, that was the first time I used the tall weed grass, but just how the guys are kind of splayed out behind that grass. I mean, that's a shot within itself, and then you go over the grass, and the Cobra Troopers are another shot within itself. You understand? So it's like multiple things going on. Then just that together, that shit was beautiful. The only thing I hate about that is because and this is where, which I'm not a part of ACBA, but I understand when they talk about like tangible shots, and I'm an artist. Like if you look at what's my man name up there, Low Light's foot, that shit is basically like broke. I wish I would have just tweaked that. I didn't see it though.
Oh yeah, it does look a little wacky. I do like.
I didn't notice until you said something.
Yeah, I didn't even notice either. But I do like Recondo trying to put the hat over the snake and like
Yes.
hit it with the
Yeah.
bayonet there or the machete. That's really cool.
Kukri, yeah.
Yeah, man. And then, like I say, that's another great thing about the classified line, like removable hats, thing like that. It comes with so much fodder that you can just mess around with. Or if you want to take that hat and put it on another figure, you can do that. So
And I saw a similar shot, but you did this one on the nighttime, and I really love this shot. If I can get it to load up here, there we go.
Nice.
Oh, sorry, wrong one. There we go. They're hiding in the grass. He's getting out of it.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. That was a cool one. I think the biggest thing from that is Major Blood just standing in the background, that A-frame, just like looking. I mean, that's some sinister looking shit. And that even though he's not the main focus of that, to me, making that shot, that was important to have that there. And that was important for those his tank lights to be on, because what the his tank is basically a moving diorama, which can help you out with action figure photography because of the white lights. And the lights on it, period, man, is what I found out, man. It's just, that's one dope ass vehicle, man. I'm glad I backed that.
Oh, it's impressive for sure. And then we got them running away. I love this shot where you got a tunnel rat kind of trying to hold it down, and everyone's just like getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah, that's another fire. That shit was fire right there. Like every now and then, like I'm a hard critic on myself, but every now and then, like I have something like, yeah, that was using your bag that time. And that's just one of those things. And the crazy part about that, man, they stayed up like that for fucking hours, man. Because sometimes I had to dip out and go back upstairs and come back to a scene. And that right there showed me Low Light is a solid figure, because Low Light is in a very hard pitched stance there, and he stood there the whole time. Maybe like one of them fell, but everybody pretty much stayed up. Everything is looks like it's nice and cropped and framed right. I had Recondo. I tried to make him look like he was reaching for his sidearm and his abdominal holster, but it looks like he's holding his stomach like he's hurt. So it ended up that shot, to me, he was supposed to be trying to reach for a pistol, but he looked like he's been injured and he's running. So that turned out good. And if you
I would
look
say
at
like the dog, I think I've seen that dog in so many shots, but that's the coolest I've ever seen him look in a shot. So bravo.
he is awesome. He's awesome to work with. Just because once you get the concept of a dog running, he is so easy to work with. You can put him in any pose and he just looks natural. And that's the biggest thing when I'm trying to take a picture, it doesn't look natural. And even his master Mutt, like I like the way he looks, because he has like this face like he's just like he looks like he's in shock, because he has a stylized face. That's why they gave him that muzzle. He has like I wish they gave him an alternate head sculpt, but he's always kind of like cool, grinning or like growling. So that worked out perfect, man. Just another great shot where all poses are good. It was framed right, and it had good lighting, and just a really A1 shot, man. I really like that one.
And I love this shot too, with the troopers getting blown up.
Yes, that right there is some of my favorite poses to do. That's one of the first tricks.
I love the guy on the right.
Yeah. Oh, right in his head.
Oh yeah, yes. And that's like that's like taking something from like Dragon Ball Z. You ever seen in Dragon Ball Z when they be fighting this guy to be pop, pop, pow, pow, and they hit a motherfucker and he's skid on his head? That's what that is. And
definitely the vibe I get from it.
Yeah, man. So that ended up being a great scene, and that those explosion pieces come from Black Widow movie MCU when she's in the white set. It was a deluxe set, And it was at Ollie's for a long time, and I was getting them cheap there. And my goal was to get like 20 of those pieces, but I ended up with like 12 of them, which serves me right because all I do is just stack them on, and then you light them up, and they just turn into this big ass explosion, man. So it's cool.
That's
So you can
a
break
good
them apart.
idea.
It looks cool, man. It looks really cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So to finish off the old slideshow here, we're gonna take a look. This is your Cobra Army. This is nuts.
Dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I know, dude. Like, look at all these guys. Oh my.
You see, hey, now you see what I'm saying? Like that shit is
Yeah,
impressive within itself. It's an eye catcher, man. So it's hard to frame all of it, but I think I might have a little bit more. I do have a little bit more now, but right there sitting, that's about 180 troops.
I think we understand.
That's
Wow.
insane.
Like, I got more. We're like, yeah, we know you got more. We know.
That's an impressive
Yeah.
army. Like you
Yeah.
don't often, at least I don't often see 1/12 people with that many troops.
Right.
Like I came from 118 and then went to 112 and then back to 118.
That's
But
a-
when I had my 118 Star Wars army, I had about 100 clone troopers, you know, maybe a little more, a little less at times. And like, yeah, they stacked up, they look nice, but that like I think it's just because of the size of the figures that
Yeah.
really stands out and nobody else is like out there doing it. You'll see guys with like 10 Cobra troopers or whatever for shots and shit, but like you're over here, you know, setting up for a goddamn war against the Joes.
You kind of like this setup reminds me of like Brad's 118 setup a little bit, like how he does his rows and stuff. Like I really like that. It's very
color
cinematic
coordinated.
too.
Yes. And the biggest thing about my Cobra army is the blues. And that lets you know where I came in at with G.I. Joe Classified. I have 50 blue Cobra troopers that I didn't pay aftermarket price. I brought them all off BBTS. And I did it by committee. Like 1 week I buy 5, and then I might have 10 on pre-order. Then I go get 5 here till I got to that goal of 50. And initially I said I wanted 100 of them. But then in my mind, and now you got to think, this is before all this shit got really jumping off in my mind. I said, you know what? They're going to make other troops. So let me cap it off at 50. That's a good solid number. And then the rest of the guys, it won't be as much as these, but I'll build them up in little subgroups. Like to the right there, I have 25 Alley Vipers, because the Alley Viper is actually my favorite Cobra troop. That's one I had when I was a kid.
Oh,
And
nice.
then Crimson Guard, you don't need too much of them. They're an elite force. So I think I got about maybe 10 or 15 of those. And then everybody else is going to be busted down to like groups of 5s and 10s at the most. But especially now where I'm at, just groups of 5s, because it doesn't make sense to like get one group in 20 where I have the main hard hitters of Cobra in the big massive amounts. Like you always seen a massive amount of blue troops. You always seen a lot of Crimson Guards, but you never really seen a lot of Night Creepers. You probably seen like 2 or 3 of them laying, standing around.
Well, like,
Things of that nature.
so when I was 112 heavy, and the only reason, one of the big reasons I switched to 118 is because I was buying army buildings, but I was never doing the shots. Like you've been able to capture like what a lot of people aren't able to do, and make it look good. So I mean, like I had 12 I had like Kylo Ren throne room. I had 12 SH Figure Arts First Order troopers. Like what the fuck? Like what was I thinking? So got rid of all that shit. So because I only took one shot with them ever. It's pretty cool. Like they're outside, and I had a red smoke bomb that I lit off in the snow. And
Nice.
the best shot, I think, is the after shot where it looks like there's blood on the snow. Like I think that looks great. So, but yeah, the way that you're doing it is great, because I could never capture what I had in my mind. That's why I went down in scale, so I could make those, bigger scenes. So
Thanks.
it's pretty great.
It was the Leadwood walk there. I noticed him right away too. So our boy with the guitar is like right up front there. That's like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
this is a
Yes.
accessory. I love it.
Yes, and like I told you, he's there, man. He's always been there, man. And that was my thing, man. Since the inception of building the army, is I think that guitar came from Deadpool 2-pack, and I was like, yo, this is yours. You're gonna keep it. and this is pretty much your weapon.
That's your guitar. That is your guitar.
That's fucking awesome.
Awesome, man. Well, that was a great kind of look into what you're doing. So definitely go over to Geppetto910 on Instagram and go check out the Savage Land on YouTube, man. Like every week you're doing like, here's like, you got to check it out. Just go watch it. That's all you got to do. He's doing setups every week. But so before we wrap it up here, I just want to remind everybody that I'm coming back at you with a stream tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, same channel. Brian from Outer Multiverse. We're going to have The Lead Will Walk the Earth and NASA Station on tomorrow. So 7 p.m. Eastern.
And we will all be in the comments eggplanting it. So
Yes.
Yeah.
watch your
Also,
back.
all
That's
of
for what
our shirts are on sale for 35% off, I think, this week. So $16 over on TeePublic. Go buy them, pick them up from me, mostly me, not these guys. Fuck them.
I don't even have any.
No, get the WMC shirts. Support everybody. Toy Domination, all that. Savage, you got any merch or anything like that? Any designs you got up on any merch sites? Feel free to plug it.
No, man. I'm just a rookie in the game, man. Right now, I'm just doing it for the passion. But I was actually talking with a friend of mine, so I'm gonna build my brand up, and I'll get there, man. Like I don't know who I was talking to, but hey, see, I don't even have a logo yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there on it, man. But as far as me, I'm just pumping out content, man, and having a blast. But as far as the brand, we're building it. We're gonna build it. We're gonna continue to build it up.
There you
Yeah,
go.
some of those shots, like some of those shots on a shirt would look really cool, man.
Yeah, man.
I know, right?
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool. And then just a quick reminder to everybody. So I've only got 4 entries for the WMC t-shirt contest. So get those over to me on Instagram. You can
Don't sound so fucking excited, man.
And don't listen to Wentzilla. It's not a wet t-shirt contest. I had to tell 2 people that in my DMs. It's just a regular t-shirt contest. Get one of the shirts, take your picture in front of your station.
Not a wet t-shirt contest.
Get fucking hyped. Win some shit.
All right. So first of all, that's a lie. So that never happened. This is part of his thing. He's playing a character, guys. It's not real.
yeah, character. So get those.
It's all a gimmick.
Get those shots into me over on Instagram. And another reminder to you that we have the Goblin Challenge. We do have a few entries. I'm gonna pick out a couple judges. We'll get that going, and that ends on May 24th. And I think for now I'll just kind of see where the t-shirt thing goes. Get them in when we get enough.
Wait, our goblins are gonna be judged?
Yes.
Okay.
Ours too?
Yeah, man. I got some celebrity. I'll get some celebrity judges together, and then we'll give some more stuff away. That's how it works, man.
You should have Deadman on there.
Don't give out all the secrets. And I figured too.
I don't know.
If we had all the people, if we had other people judge them, then people won't hate us for like ones that they pick to win. So they'll hate Deadman and Skelly for it. So that works out even better. You see what
I already hate those guys, so it works out.
All right. Well, for tonight, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Especially want to thank the Savage Land, man. Go check out his channel on YouTube.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Geppetto910. That was an awesome setup. Great work, man. And
Thank you.
Awesome.
until tomorrow night or next Friday, whenever WMC shows up. Take it
Or
easy.
Monday.
Well, we'll do Toy Squad on Monday.
Hit me up first tonight, 10 p.m. My channel.
Yeah, go check out Famine at 10 o'clock. You have to go check them out. You got to show them the love, man. Gotta show 'em the
Oh,
love.
wait, real quick before we go, 118 thing. I found this Mentos gum. I don't know if it's already a thing, but they're really cool. They're a cool size.
Your Mentos gum.
So it's like a little
It
container.
tastes like Mentos gum.
So it's like 118 scale.
Nice.
So yeah, if you guys wanted to grab up some of these, paint them up, make them look like little space canisters.
And
Shove
you
I don't know
all
if
the
I-
Mentos in your mouth at once.
Well, I've seen the big ones, but I've never seen this size. But I don't know if people
It's
have already
not
done that. I don't know if it's already a thing.
It's
But
not-
I'm just saying it's a cool.
Did you shove all the Mentos in your mouth at the same time? Was my question.
No, why? Why would I do that?
Why not? Why
He
wouldn't
threw-
you?
He threw them in the
Yeah,
garbage, Why would you?
You can
eat
put them in a
man.
Ziploc. You can put them in a
what a
Ziploc,
waste.
bro.
What a
Ziploc
waste.
bag.
You're just the whole thing and just went to town.
That's how all the Zilla fuel is made, is with those little candy things. Anywho, all right.
Well,
That's
and now you
insane.
know, and now you know something that you didn't know before you watched the show tonight. So everybody, take it easy, and we'll see you next.